everyone. Welcome back to the Brats in the Back Row podcast, season 2. Back and forth. We're in 3D now. My name...
And you're getting dizzy.
Ooh. And you're getting so sleepy. This is the titular podcast where I have forced other brats to watch a movie of my liking, and then we discuss it. In case you forgot, my name is Emily.
I'm Allie.
I'm Maylena.
And I'm Sarah.
Again, we're the titular brats. I force the other brats to watch the film There Will Be Blood, which is an insane opener to season 2. It's the polar opposite of season 1.
And this is the perfect episode to start season 2. It's really gonna set the tone. For the rest of the season.
Yeah.
A bang.
A lot of
We
pain.
have to match the tone from now on.
Yeah. Which is anger, aggression, disappointment, dread, capitalism and greed, and Christianity. God bless.
God bless.
This is actually a Christian podcast. We're gonna be talking about Psalms this episode, our favorite ones.
We've officially converted Emily to Catholicism.
To a religion. You figure out which one.
Yeah. That's the surprise.
Yeah. At the end of season 2, we discuss what we all tell everyone what religion I have converted to. But we're gonna leave some clues for everyone throughout the episode.
Okay.
Sorry, I've not converted to a religion. Sorry, everyone.
Not yet.
Not yet. Who knows? Oh, I'm sorry.
There's still time.
I've gone to churches.
Yeah, but like we didn't experience
I went to
the wrath of God.
Oh, well, and maybe I'm okay with that. Maybe I'm happy about that.
As somebody who also grew up religious, I can agree. The wrath of God is
an
accurate term.
Is it a fun experience?
The wrath of God
doesn't sound it.
I don't know if fun's the right word, but it's really gripping, you know?
But
it makes life interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I got lore because of my religion, you know?
Because of the wrath of God. I have not.
I'm the only one of the 4 that's still currently participating in the religion. And I always
religious.
I
always feel so bad. I'm so sorry to
Sarah.
all of
Not
you.
Sarah. Allie goes to confession each week and just apologizes on our behalf. She's all, I don't have any sins that need absolving, but my God, my friends. Yeah. It's rough.
I'm so sorry for my association with them. These sinners, these heathens.
These heretics.
These heretics!
Yeah. These non-believers.
Big word for Elmo.
Heretic is a crazy word to be.
My God.
I don't say that.
False prophets.
Every Sunday I just kind of go.
That's a good word.
But going back to what we're talking
from
about.
The movie.
Yeah. That I love so much.
Hey.
Oh, is that what you call it?
With love.
Have you?
Is that what you say to your priest?
No.
Does the priest accept that kind of language?
That didn't sound like real. No, not at all.
No, I don't say that to the priest. I directly to the big man, because you guys are important to me.
The whale?
Whale! We were talking about before this episode, we were ranking our favorite whale eating moments in pop culture.
Not moments,
not Brendan Fraser's The Whale.
No.
It's not even Brendan Fraser, it's Darren Aronofsky. I was like, it's something.
Is it a real person?
Very specifically, we were ranking
that's the director.
Stories.
Oh.
Yeah. Very specifically, we were ranking stories in which a person goes inside of the whale's digestive system survives and then comes back out.
So number one, I think is Dr. Doofenshmirtz's ex-girlfriend who falls in love with the whale and lives inside the whale and everything, and then we see her at the end of the episode. Like 1.5, 2, but close and everything is Pinocchio.
Yeah. No, I'd give it a solid 2.
A 2, a nice 2. It's a nice average whale. A far 3
far 3
is
Jonah and the Whale.
Biblical story.
From the Old Testament.
And then not Jonah and the Whale, the band. Jonah and the Whale, the story. And then number 4 is Moby Dick with Captain Ahab, because he doesn't get inside the whale, his leg just gets eaten by a whale.
I would say that Moby Dick is an honorable mention. Because he
fine.
doesn't go inside of the whale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The criteria is the person has to go inside of the whale.
Yes.
That's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. But is the whale called Moby Dick?
Yeah.
Is it?
Is that what the whale is called?
What is the whale?
Again, I haven't read Moby Dick. I don't give a shit.
I
know about Moby Dick.
I read the whale when I was in I read Moby Dick when I was in 2nd grade, so I don't remember it.
What?
What the fuck?
I was pretentious.
2nd grade?
I didn't understand what was happening.
Was it one of those was it
that
from that
makes
series of books where they like kind of dumbed down like classic literature for children?
Nope, no, I read the real book.
One? Why?
I felt bad that only the new books were getting pulled out. And so I went to the back of the library. It's called Moby. It's Moby Dick. Moby Dick's the whale. And so I went to the back of the library and I read Sherlock Holmes. I read Moby Dick. I read a bunch of stuff. I was also pretentious.
No one looked at you and is like, there's something wrong with this child?
No, they thought I was a prophet. They thought they were like, you're so smart, Emily. And I was like, thank you. Thank you. Yes. Yes.
That's where it all started.
I think I'm pretty pretentious. I was not that pretentious.
I love being pretentious.
I was reading in my age level, maybe like a couple years older. But I was not reading Moby Dick.
I didn't even, like, read young books that were for that age level until, like, recently. Like, I'm flip-flopping my life. Like, it's different. I was reading, I went home after school, would read Moby Dick, watch Anthony Bourdain, and eat lobster bisque. Like, I was an adult.
What is wrong with you? I also do think this is a symptom of you being the youngest person in your family.
That is true. Only child, my mom.
And yeah.
The only person actively under like 50.
Yes. So I would go and do these things. My mom would take me to the Nordstrom Cafe after kindergarten. And she would be like, you can have everything. And I was like, I want lobster bisque. And she's like, you're 6, but okay. And so I would have it. But now, as an adult, I have a really wide-ranging food palette. And I eat pretty much anything that I'm not allergic to.
Okay.
Honestly, respect. 6-year-old who likes lobster bisque.
I love lobster bisque.
Lobster bisque is delicious.
It's so good.
So good.
Am I stupid for not knowing what lobster bisque is?
It's like a thicker...
I don't think I've ever had lobster bisque.
It's a thicker soup kind of deal. A bisque is like a thicker soup.
I like soup.
And it has chunks of lobster in it.
It's really good.
Fire.
They have it at Costco.
They have it at Costco.
Yes. Ready to go. It's really good.
I'm not getting seafood from Costco.
Well, you should. It's not bad.
In mac and cheese before, but not.
Oh, that's I've never had
mac
that.
and cheese is good.
It's so good. It's so rich, though. I'm like, oh, I only can eat a little bit of it.
Yeah, I can't eat rich
but it's
things.
so delicious. Oh, it hurts. Yeah. Anyway, I was pretentious. I was watching like the Travel Channel, watching Anthony Bourdain and Samantha Brown when I was 7.
Well, I read The Bell Jar willingly when I was 16, but I think that's just a thought.
But like
16,
that's the time when you become pretentious, you know?
Yeah, that's the thought daughter.
Yeah. Like that's the appropriate time. 8 years old is a little bit early.
Pretentious doesn't. You don't become pretentious. It comes from within.
You're born with it. Are people born
I'm number
is a little bit young to unlock your pretentiousness.
I just am. It's like that one kid on TikTok that you see, the baby that's like record shopping. Do you know what baby I'm talking about? He looks like Bob Dylan. Like, it's this baby.
No?
It's this like toddler that is like dressed up and everything. The mom's like taking a video and it's dressed up in like a Carhartt jacket and baggy jeans and is like looking, combing through vinyl records and everything.
Male manipulator.
I'll put a picture of it here.
What a male manipulator.
I love it. I think it's so silly. It's probably like exploited, but whatever.
Oh, 100%.
It's silly.
Yeah.
For my enjoyment. Anyway. I guess, well...
Oh, can I say something?
Yeah, of course.
No.
No.
Boo. The four of us also recently watched Wicked, and I thought it would be fun to do a short episode within an episode, and we all talk about what we
Wait, Sarah, did you watch Wicked?
I did.
Yeah, she did.
I was the first one to watch it.
Sarah was there opening night.
She was
in it, actually. I saw that cameo.
I was one of the Munchkins.
Oh. That's rough. You and Bach.
I love that they got... Okay, can I say something about the fucking Munchkins? This isn't, like, derogatory or anything. I want to preface that.
What the hell?
Okay.
But,
like, you're not offending me.
Okay, at Shiz University, why were all of the Munchkins wearing the same fucking sweater vest? They all wore that stupid fucking orange and blue sweater vest. It was driving me crazy.
It's so
They all had red hair, too.
They all had red hair.
They all had red hair!
They're all ginger.
That one's fine.
They're all Ethan
That one's
Slater.
fine. I don't care about that. It's probably like a genetic thing of like the Munchkin race. But why were they all wearing the sweater vest?
It's also that's also genetic. It like grows from them.
Oh my god. It's like there's probably like a legit like in-universe lore reasoning as to why they're all wearing a stupid fucking sweater vest. But I didn't know it and I don't like it.
No,
I didn't like.
It's too much. I agree. It's like did they synchronize the outfit? Like, okay, so we're gonna win this.
This is the arc. This is the problem. So there's like
Or
real
it's like,
problems.
Yeah,
with
we're orphans, or not Munchkins.
What did
Munchkin
you say?
tradition
I was
just- what?
Hello.
Nothing.
Sarah said a derogatory term. No, I'm kidding.
I confused it with Annie for some reason. Continue.
This is actually Annie. It's a hard knock.
Annie.
You said the orphans.
I said orphans instead of Munchkins.
It's a hard knock life for us.
Life.
Oh, that's soon. Life.
Well, they are from New York.
Yeah.
Chicago.
That's true.
Allie and I watched Wicked together. Before I get into what I thought about Wicked, there was things happening in our movie theater that were like fucking crazy. Like, we don't know what was going on. We went to our local, at least my local AMC, and
It was 15 minutes away from me.
yeah, Allie went through a treacherous journey to meet me at the AMC. But there was, I don't know, the woman behind us was just standing and walking around with a blanket on.
What?
And I was like,
Tired
girl.
of sitting. I saw them
was
in the
this
bathroom
like a-
after. It was a whole family. They were in like
I
jammies
saw-
and a blanket.
Oh.
They were all
Wait,
cozy.
was it a full theater?
It was a packed house. And we saw pretty.
yeah.
So
'cause
why
we
are
got, like,
you
the last two
walking?
seats.
I don't know.
I think her family got
Guys.
like a whole back row.
I understand if
This
it's like
is
a
not
little
how we
kid
act
walking
at a
around.
theater.
Like, that's no big deal. You're a child. It's a 3-hour movie. Like,
Yeah.
you could walk. It's no big deal. But, like,
You-
it was a full-grown
yeah, you
woman.
walked it.
And
That's
then
crazy.
And then
Yeah.
the crazy this thing that I remember is where Allie and I are at the end of our row, and we're watching a movie. We're at Defying Gravity. The movie is over in like 15 minutes. A woman gets up and goes to the bathroom during her. She's literally singing, "I hope you're happy. I hope you're happy now." Like, I'm like, girl, we're almost done. Hold it.
I was like, this is
Someone
the
didn't
only
watch
part
the
I
musical.
can't watch.
It was crazy. I was like, what the
I don't know.
fuck? And then
I don't know.
I was like,
Like,
this is
I get
this
it.
big
It's
moment.
It's a 3-hour movie. They made it longer than it really needed to.
They made it
I
longer
have
than
a
the
lot of opinions about it.
actual musical.
Well, musical. That pisses me off.
It's so upsetting. There was crazy things happening in our theater. We were like, what the fuck is going on? and also, Jeff Goldblum in that whole movie is so bad.
Weird.
He's like,
Yeah.
because he's just playing him. He's just
Yeah.
Jeff
I know.
Goldblum.
Yeah.
And
Just
it's
having
The
fun.
older I get, the more pissed off I am at actors who are just like playing themselves
Yeah.
in different costumes in movies, and I'm like, I need you to either like learn how to act or I need you to like retire.
Yeah, we need to like have range.
Yeah, it pisses me off.
It was so. I was not the biggest Wicked fan. I enjoyed it. There was moments where I was genuinely like enraptured with the story, just because I have seen Wicked live. I enjoy it. I think it's a fun musical. But I don't know. There was something about this that was. Why does John M. Chu adore to have backlit shots? Like, you can have shots that are the sun is backlighting the subject. That's fine. But you have to do it well. Like, this can't be bad.
I know.
And it can't be
Like,
as
I
much
like
as you do it.
musical. I know. Like, the actual stage musical, I really like it. It's a great musical.
It's
This
fun.
movie this movie, fine. Did I have fun? Yeah, I did. Did I almost, like, kind of cry at No One Mourns the Wicked? Yeah, I 100% did. But, like, this movie's okay. It's kind of just okay. I think that John M. Chu should not be allowed to direct at all.
Ever
He's
again.
never made a movie that looks good, truthfully.
Ever again.
And he's not good at directing, at his job.
I'm not a cinephile, as you guys call yourselves, so I don't have I'm not educated a lot in a lot of the cinematography and things like that, but I did quite enjoy it. And I think for a movie that was converted, for a musical that was converted into a movie, I think they actually did a great job compared to other movie musicals.
Yes.
I think, yeah. But the thing is, I thought it was going to be a terrible movie because the CGI, like,
Oh my god.
there's so much
So bad.
focus.
That end scene, Defying Gravity, it looks like the end scene in
So
WandaVision.
funny.
It's so bad.
It's so funny. I was laughing the whole time. So bad.
Isn't that your review? Why does she go super speed? Yeah.
She was...
She breaks the sound
It's so
barrier.
bad.
Why?
It was so funny. And
But-
like, I don't
Yeah.
yeah.
From
I
a
think,
musical
like, the
perspective.
movie-
Yeah.
I think the movie is good because the actors are all really good.
They're having fun.
and they're actually like
Yes.
and like
They wanna be there.
every principal character in that movie is a musical theater actor.
Yes.
Like,
Which is
they
great.
know what they're doing. It's not like fucking Ansel Elgort in West Side Story,
Yeah.
who's never singed or danced in his life. Like, everyone knows what they're doing, and it makes the movie so much better.
I will say,
Yeah.
there was some auto-tune. I could hear it, and it kind of bothered me because I don't like auto-tune. Whatever, as a person who sang. Don't ask me to sing. But, like,
Sing.
it's, no, but, yeah, it
No.
wasn't honestly not bad. Jonathan Bailey. Oh my god, Jonathan Bailey. I knew.
Jonathan Bailey.
I had to remind myself he was gay. Okay.
Allie
Still.
was swooning when Jonathan Bailey came on the
He's
screen.
really charismatic. This is
Yes.
playing a part.
And then I was like,
It
hey, remember that husband he has?
I googled it. I don't think he's not actually married. I think they think he's in a
not
relationship.
married.
He's still a gay
They
man. Like,
Well,
It's like
yeah,
a beard.
but like
backwards.
gay men are still hot. You know?
he's yeah, but
I can
he's
still
I
see
don't-
them.
Never mind.
I can still look with admiration
He has
and
some
fully know
Fuck ass
that-
highlights in his hair in this movie.
No, for real.
It is
I
crazy.
those highlights are insane.
I
He's also
almost didn't
bisexual
recognize him
in
because
the
I've
film.
only ever seen him in Bridgerton.
You
And he
need the
looks very
the
different.
mutton chops to remember.
I saw
Sure.
him in
Good
a
job.
show that Phoebe Waller-Bridge wrote called Crashing. It was like one season. That's how I
Oh
became acquainted with him. Yeah, I saw him in that.
Crashing.
I know what you're talking about.
It was a good show. I wish they
Doesn't
renewed
he
it.
have
Allie-
like platinum blonde hair in that or whatever?
Yeah.
Yes. And that looked good. I was like, hey, that's a good look.
It looks good.
Allie turned to me while we were at the movies and we were talking about Jonathan Bailey, and she's like, and she said, I've seen fellow travelers, and I like whipped around and I went, what do you mean you've seen fellow travelers?
What?
And then she went, I've just seen clips or like something like it's not that. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, there's some crazy
Yeah.
happening at fellow travelers.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know
always
that.
get the clip. I always get the clip. This might be a little like, this might be a little PG-13. Sorry, guys.
Is it the
I always get the clip on TikTok of Matt Bomer topping Jonathan Bailey. I get it all the time. I don't know why.
on Twitter, the only GIF it's like the GIF when people are like, I don't know, talk about like a struggle they have. It's like Matt Bomer is on top of him. They're having sex, and he like Jonathan Bailey grabs the bedpost, and that's all I see. I'm like, whoa, it's crazy.
I
It's
only
so
know
funny.
3 things about that show. I haven't watched it. That Matt Bomer tops Jonathan Bailey.
Hard gay
That
sex.
Jonathan Bailey has an awful American accent. It's so bad. Also, Jonathan Bailey dies of AIDS in that show.
Yes,
That's all I know about it.
that's all I know.
I
That's
didn't
all
know
I
any of this. I think I knew that there was time travel and that Jonathan Bailey has fluffy hair
Is there
and
time
glasses, and
travel
that was
in
the
this
only
show?
thing.
I don't think there's time travel. I think they're just no. One of them's a time traveler. Wait, fellow hold on.
Is it Matt Bomer? That's the time traveler?
I think
I
so.
feel like Matt Bomer would be a time traveler.
Okay, because I knew McCarthyism is like a big part about it. Because there are 2 gay men in there are 2 gay men
During
in
McCarthyism.
the government, the U.S. government, and they're like, uh-oh.
Oh, they're in the government?
Yeah.
Crazy.
They first meet during the height of McCarthyism in the 1950s. After a
Awesome.
chance encounter in Washington, D.C. in the 1950s, Hawkins Fuller and Timothy Laughlin start a volatile, thank you, romance that spans the Vietnam War protests of the 60s, the drug-fueled disco hedonism of the 1970s, and the AIDS crisis of the 1980s while facing obstacles in the world and in themselves. What the
That's crazy.
Oh my god.
Matt Bomer, oh my fucking god, I cannot talk right now. Matt Bomer
Sweet.
as Hawkins, Hawk Fuller, a World War II veteran, an official at the State Department who who hides his homosexuality. Jonathan Bailey as Timothy Tim Laughlin, a young and idealistic congressional staffer who becomes entangled with Hawkins. Delaney Aladdin as Marcus Gaines, a gay African-American reporter chafing at the unofficial segregation in the 1950s. A bunch of people. There's a drag queen. What?
But neither of them are time travelers.
I don't think so.
I didn't know it was a time travel.
Okay.
Because it's fellow travelers.
Well, because it's
maybe
called
not
fellow travelers, it
Yeah.
would make sense.
the time traveler's wife.
No, that's a different thing.
Different
What?
movie.
Jesus.
The Time Traveler's Wife.
There's a murder?
Fellow,
What the
fellow
hell?
travelers. I love his accent. It's so like pop,
It's not
you know?
Cockney. Fam travelers!
They're dumb.
Alright, guys, wanna talk. Let's. The movie.
The film.
Okay.
The film, the movie.
Film.
Yeah, we watched a movie
This is
this
a
week.
Film.
The film. We watched a movie called There Will Be Blood. It came out in 2007. It was directed by Paul Thomas Anderson, who directed things like Boogie Nights and Phantom Thread.
PTA.
PTA!
PTA.
PTA. I hate
Boog-
Boogie Nights.
We hate Boogie Nights. I haven't watched
I
it.
hate it.
I haven't watched
I've
it,
never
but I
seen it. I
need.
wanna
I
see
know it's a movie I'll
Well-
love, so I'm like, I
Is
don't.
Mark Wahlberg in it?
Yes.
It
Okay.
does work, and I hate Mark Wahlberg.
That's
Like
fair.
I
I hate
hate
him
him
too.
so much. That's probably why I don't like Boogie Nights.
He's a terrible person.
Yeah.
He made Boogie Nights, Phantom Thread, Punch Drunk Love, and most recently Licorice Pizza. With one of the Haim sisters.
Haim.
Haim
and
is that,
Cooper Hoffman.
and Cooper Hoffman, who has
yeah.
that one. I saw that one thing on Twitter where in Saturday Night where he goes like this, and it's like Paul. It's like Seymour Hoffman.
Aww.
Like his father.
Oh, I miss
Yeah.
Paul Seymour. Paul.
Yeah.
Paul.
Philip.
Philip
Seymour
Seymour
Hoffman.
Hoffman. Why did I say Paul? Oh, Paul Thomas Anderson. That's what I'm
Seymour
thinking.
Hoffman.
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Paul
I
Thomas
miss
Anderson.
you so much.
Yeah.
It stars
Have you
Daniel.
watched Saturday Night yet?
I need to
Sorry.
watch Saturday Night. We could have seen it
Oh.
in
I'll
LA.
watch it with you.
There was an American Cinematique screening of it with the director Gabriel LaBelle and everyone. But a side note, I tried to get the Brats and I Allie, Sarah, and I wanted us to go see the Challenger
And
screening
me.
and May in Heart. I wanted to go see the Challenger screening through American Cinematique, and they announced it. And I was like,
Ugh.
hey guys, you want to go see Challengers? And as I typed in, hey guys, do you? It sold out. It was a Challenger screening with Luca Guadagnino, and the screenwriter and like cinematographer and this. Maybe, I don't know if Trent Reznor was there, but maybe or something like that. And I was like,
Oh, slay.
but
What the
The
heck?
people are thirsting for challengers. There are
oh,
challengers for everyone.
in the time
see.
we've been on a break, Sarah and I went to the Challenger.
We saw Mike fight.
We saw Mike Weiss and Josh O'Connor in the flesh.
Yes.
Kind of. We went to the Challengers. Oh my god, I'm drawing a blank on everything right now. The Challengers Art and Patrick lookalike contest in LA. I vlogged the entire thing on the Brats in the Back Row Instagram. There it is, and it was very fun.
I should
A lot of people
Yeah.
showed.
I should make that a highlight on the Instagram.
By the time this
You
comes
should.
out, this will be a highlight on the Instagram that you can go see.
I'll make it
My-
a highlight.
Sarah and I's big day out
At the
Yeah.
Big Apple.
to the Big
I saw
Apple.
TikTok.
Yeah.
I saw TikTok of that day, and they were like, every bisexual in LA is here right now.
Is here today. The guy who plays the young boy in Moonrise Kingdom was
And I
there
didn't
with his
see him.
girlfriend. We
Who
didn't
was he?
we didn't even see him. He wasn't a contestant or anything. They just went. He's
He was
like,
around us.
and he was around us. He was like honestly like almost right next to us. And I was like,
Did he have glasses?
yeah, he had glasses. He has like a beard, dark brown, black hair almost. And he has his girlfriend, and he was with his girlfriend. He took a photo of like the event, and we're in the photo. And I was like, oh my god, I could have met this guy. We could have met this guy. Oh no, it's okay.
What's his name? I need to look it up.
What's his name in Moonrise?
Is he still acting?
Yeah, I mean he's in things.
Things.
I don't know what that is.
He's funny on Twitter. I follow him on Twitter because he makes me
Oh, that's
laugh.
how you found out.
And
Yeah,
you
that's
know
how I
what?
found
That's
out.
all you
Jared
need.
Gilman. Jared Gilman. He was there. He was the kid from Moonrise
Oh.
Kingdom.
That's crazy. I love that.
So that was
I
crazy.
need to rewatch Moonrise Kingdom.
I should too. It's a fun movie. Anyway,
while.
Jared Gilman?
Jared Gilman.
Jared Gilman.
I'm on Jared Gilman's
Jared Gilman.
page.
You can
I
see.
don't even know him.
I saw. It's only honestly our leg and everything. We're covered by like the trees. But I
Yeah, but
saw
at
the
least we did
girls
it.
I was talking to next to us, and then I was like,
Oh.
"Oh, that's us." I saw us. I was like, "Oh, that's crazy." Anyway, back to this movie, directed by PTA, and it stars Daniel Day-Lewis, who won an Oscar
You're Lincoln.
for Best Actor for this performance as Daniel Plainview, and Paul Dano, who did not get nominated.
Ooh.
And never will
That's
be.
And
insane.
never will be, because they hate him
Aw.
for some reason. Even though
Big deal.
Paul Dano is a great actor, and especially in this. It's all about, this movie is all about, like, this is straight from the letterbox, I copied and pasted it. Ruthless silver miner turned oil prospector Daniel Plainview moves to oil-rich California
Plagiarism.
using his son to project a trustworthy family man image. Plainview cons local landowners into selling him their valuable properties for a pittance. However, local preacher Eli Sunday suspects Plainview's motives and intentions, starting a slow burning feud that threatens both their lives. I first watched this movie in 2022 because I was very deep in the the Batman Paul Dano renaissance that happened during that time. I got swept in. I loved him as the Joker. Not the Joker, the Riddler. As the Riddler. And I'm still swept in. I think he's great as the Riddler. But I wanted to watch more stuff that he was in, and I watched this movie at like 2 a.m. and lost my fucking mind.
Insane time to watch it.
It is a crazy time to watch it because the movie's
so long.
insane. Yeah, it was like spring break, and I was like, "What is happening?" Yeah, but I loved it, and because I love like how intense and how insightful and dark, and how it's all about capitalism and Christianity, and how those two things coincide with each other and the formation of the country. But before I get into my thoughts, what are y'all's thoughts? What did you think about this movie?
I actually thoroughly enjoyed this film. I love how scary it was. It was just terrifying, and I love that. Give me the heebie-jeebies, you know? It's like, ooh. I love Paul Dano's
The
character.
heebie-jeebies.
I know, I'm talking like an 8-year-old. Paul Dano, his character.
Eli Sunday is a crazy character.
Insane. This man was screaming, he was squealing, he was crawling on the floor. Like, they had this man doing everything, you know? Props to Paul Dano. But he was really scary in this film. And, like, I was confused at first because I thought him and Paul were the same person.
So
Did not know they were siblings.
they're
Are they
twins.
siblings?
So here's lore that I found out about that little casting decision.
Oh, God.
So the lore is that Paul was originally he auditioned and just got the original role of Paul, the brother that comes to Daniel and is like, there's oil here. I know there is. He originally was like, that was all he played. And in the day or something that he played that role, there was another actor that was going to play Eli, but Paul Thomas Anderson was like, yo, you're really good at this, and so I want you to play both characters. So they fired the original Eli Sunday.
Oh.
And
I would hate to be that guy.
and Anderson asked, this is what I'm reading, Anderson asked Dano to play Eli Sunday, a much bigger role. As well as Paul Sunday, they did a rewrite and changed the film to make it so they're identical brothers, twins. He asked Dano to play Eli on a Thursday, and filming for the role began 4 days later on the next Monday. Daniel Day-Lewis, by contrast, had a whole year to prepare for his part. So Paul learned the role of Eli in like a weekend, essentially.
Okay.
That's crazy.
To be fair, Daniel
Oh,
Day-Lewis is doing an insane voice.
Insane character
in this
work.
movie.
Oh,
And there's also lore
Yeah.
with that as well that I learned, because
He's
that was one of
really,
May's things.
Yeah. He's really just like acting with the capital A. And I appreciate it. I love you, Daniel Day-Lewis. Please come out of retirement. But he's really like doing something that no one else is doing. Also, that makes a little bit more sense as to why there were not 2 Paul Danos on my screen.
Like,
I
like an Army Hammer
I wrote-
social network situation.
yeah, that's what I wrote in my notes, because when they revealed that Paul Dano was playing identical twins, I was like, okay, so it's gonna be Army Hammer and the Social Network. I'm gonna get 2 of them at the same time, and then
It's
I
like
just
Lindsay
never did. And I
Lohan.
was kind
Yeah,
of upset
Lindsay
about that.
Lohan,
Yeah, and
Parent Trap.
that was also my second reference in the same note. But yeah.
Yes, that's why we don't have it. He just leaves, honestly. And that's why, because
And I was a little, I was disappointed
That's
by that, but I get
actually
it.
insane because I thought he was lying and said that his name was Paul to just like so he could like his dad could buy the story that he was like a different person. Like this Paul guy came up to me, I had no idea they were the same person or they were different people. That's crazy.
yeah, live rewrite, 4 days. Going into the voice stuff that because it's an insane accent he's doing. In that. Daniel Day-Lewis does not sound like that.
Also, he's the only one doing that accent.
Yeah,
No
everyone
one
else
is
kind of
doing
just
an accent
talks.
Like
It's like
yeah,
But he's like, I'm a
only one doing
prospector.
it.
So the reason behind it's not the reason, it's more just like what the inspiration was. But where is he has a distinctive way of speaking, and that was deliberately developed by Daniel Day-Lewis. Day-Lewis worked on the part for over a year, and before they started filming, PTA sent Day-Lewis some old documentaries about the period setting to inspire him. And Day-Lewis also read letters written by men who were worked in the oil fields at that time, which is like the early 20th century. He said the letters were full of sentimentality, love, and loss. And so going in, that was kind of the mannerisms he has while speaking, was with that. But the more the voice was, he listened to audio recordings of the director of The Treasure of Sierra Madre, which was a big inspiration for this film, John Huston, and that was the voice he was trying to garner inspiration from. So it's John Huston's voice. I guess, and PTA was like, yes, I love this.
But I think it's also just like insane that Daniel Day-Lewis developed the voice and then PTA was like good, but then he didn't like make anyone else in the film.
Not even like the other
replicate the
old
voice.
people. Like
Yeah. It's truly only Daniel Day-Lewis that has that voice.
And I mean, it kind
no one else is trying.
I guess if you're gonna like really look into it, it can be into the part that he's playing a part. Like
Yeah.
Daniel Plainview in this movie is a con man. He's lying to everyone and he's conning everyone in this town. And so he's trying to act up like this big tough, prosperous dude and everything, essentially a prophet, and he's trying to have them be like, I am like your messiah almost. I am your god. We'll get into the Christianity aspects of this in a little bit, but he's trying to play up that part. So it can be like it's an acting role, yes, by Daniel Day-Lewis, but it's like the man acting as well, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's other insane lore that I learned. Not like insane, but like crazy. One of my favorite things that I love about this movie and what Sarah was talking about is how dark it is. It's obviously, it's a really deep, it's a dense film. It's a very tiring film. You're like kind of exhausted by the end of it, watching it and everything. But one of my favorite like lore pieces with it is that they drew inspiration from not just Upton Sinclair's book, which is Oil by Upton Sinclair. They did the first 150 pages almost of it. Kind of just, he calls it, he worked with him, and Upton Sinclair. Like, PTA was like, I worked alongside him to be like, I drew inspiration from him. But Daniel Day-Lewis based kind of his character as well on Count Dracula, which I think is a great I love that. Oh, I love it. Don't play play with me about vampires. Hold on, wait. Don't play with me about vampires, man.
For the audio
I love
listeners, Emily
vampires.
has
Yeah.
gotten up from the chair. Emily has a poster of vintage Dracula.
Dracula. I got this at Hollywood
in
Studios for
hands.
like $15. I need a
Yes.
frame for it. It just rests up here.
And now Emily is returning the Dracula poster back to its rightful place on the wall. And Emily is struggling a
Love
little bit.
Carefully.
Emily's taking a
Um,
while.
Very carefully. Yeah, Emily is precariously putting it back on its mantle. Not working super well, honestly.
Oh, there
now
it is.
Sarah's got a cute
There it
little
is.
hairstyle. There we go.
Toss.
Sarah's flipping her
It
hair.
took a-
like
that took a
Belinda
while.
in
I love-
Wicked.
Vampires. I've only been thinking about Interview with the Vampire so much. It's the only thing that's on my mind at all times.
I need to watch it.
It's so
Yes.
I watched the first episode.
You've
and I was
posted, like,
that's good.
3
That's interesting.
cams
That's enough.
already.
That's
We don't have to.
I was like, there's more?
there's. It's a show.
The show.
I thought it was a
Yeah.
movie when you told me about
It
it, and
is a
I watched the first.
movie.
Well, there's a movie
there is a movie.
and there's a show.
With Tom Cruise.
With Tom
He's
Cruise
mentioned
as
every episode.
Lestat, and listen, it's a good. I like it. I was like, I don't like the movie
Yeah,
that
that one's
much,
just
but like that's a good casting decision.
No, yeah. Tom Cruise's Lestat is good. Kirsten Dunst
As
as
Claudia
is good.
is
The
that's
little
good.
girl, yeah.
Brad
That's really
Pitt
good.
as Louis sucks. Like
That's awful. He's
Bad
giving
decision.
nothing.
he's giving. He's
I
just
haven't
him.
watched that movie in forever.
Also,
He's just Brad Pitt.
Christian Slater as Daniel Malloy.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The reporter.
Is the
Are
reporter.
you knitting?
What? She is knitting. She's crocheting right now. Everyone, Sarah and May are doing like activities while we're talking.
I was.
Yes.
Sarah's doing work
Yes.
right now.
For my
Yes.
class.
I love vampires so much. I wish I was one. Sometimes
Me too.
I lay in bed. I'm like, I wish I was a
vampire
vampire.
movies about how the No, every vampire talks about how they don't wish for that for anyone
Yeah.
else.
I'm built different though. I'll be different.
No. No, you won't. You're gonna be like, I wish I could kill myself.
I don't have
You do
to
that.
wish that. No.
Oh.
No.
We're gonna get flagged.
Sorry, everyone.
Demonetized.
Sorry,
Now we're gonna get
sorry. I
demonetized.
don't mean that. I love, but yeah, I love vampires so much. I want to. I have to get that. I have to get a thyroid test. No big deal. But like, I have to get a thyroid test, and I hate it because I have to draw blood, and like that's I hate drawing blood, which will hurt the vampire thing I'm going for.
Yeah,
Which
I
hurts.
was gonna say.
No, I hate it coming.
You
I hate
cannot
the
be a
feeling.
vampire.
But I hate the feeling in me. But if someone else did, it's fine.
Do you watch it?
Right.
No, I can't watch it. But it's
I
not.
watched it.
Okay.
Oh,
I watched
do.
the novels and the little.
You would seem like someone who likes getting their blood drawn.
you seem.
What does that
You
mean?
seem like someone.
Do you
I
like?
don't know.
Are you like? Oh, you're like. I look away because
Or you.
It's for me.
You're
It's
just like staring at it.
yeah. What the?
Yeah, I just look at it because I don't want the nurse to think I'm scared. Like it's like an ego thing.
You're
That's
like-
exactly why I do it.
What?
You're like.
You
You go
started-
bigger.
I started looking because as a
No.
kid I hated getting my blood drawn and I would be very difficult about it. And so I
Oh.
started being more like, I don't know, scientific about it,
Yeah.
and I just like watch it, you
Yeah.
know, and be like, well, this is
Yeah.
it's not that bad.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's purple.
I just
Is your
like
blood purple?
I look
I
forward.
just like
No, it's
fully space
Red,
out.
my guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like.
Well, it's just fun. I don't know.
It's fun.
Okay.
I just don't like the
They put the
pressure.
little needles.
I don't like the
Oh,
pressure
yeah.
of it. I didn't.
That
I
sucks.
have to get a
Yeah.
tetanus shot.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's-
I
I
like
have
the way
baby
when they
needles.
put it
I
in.
have baby veins. They have to use children needles when they on their blood.
Butterfly
Fun
needle?
I
fact.
do a Gucci Gucci go.
That's crazy. I'm
I don't know
obsessed with
why.
I
that.
they
Drink enough water.
they can't find my
You gotta
veins.
be
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
And so they
I've heard that.
they just shove the needle in my arm until they find it,
just
and I'm like,
try.
help!
That's awful.
That's
awful.
why, honestly, that's kind of why I don't like it. I'm like, oh my god, find my.
Well,
for,
that makes sense.
For the longest time, they couldn't find my heartbeat.
Well, and that's because
That's
you.
not good.
We were doing. This was also. I also had to
don't
do this
even
in
have,
high
like, a joke
school.
for
We had to do like I was in like an anatomy class, and I was,
Oh, you get the calendar.
Oh,
and we had it. I was with Maya well as well. She'll probably remember this, but like we were doing like BPM and
Yeah.
everything, and we had to do it on
Oh, yeah.
others, and somebody else in our group was doing it on me, and we had to stay after because they were like, Emily, I cannot find your heartbeat. And she was like shoving her fingers into my neck. I was like, oh my god, and like you
think
can't
that
feel
helped.
it in my wrist, you can't feel it in my neck. I don't know what the hell's happening.
That's
I
crazy.
die.
No. There are like other places where you can feel the heartbeat.
But that was, they wanted specifically to do it there and there because we were like,
Okay.
and like, you can't really feel it right here in my like chest.
Then where do you feel it?
Well, we'll figure that out in a little bit.
Okay.
You can feel it in your ankle. I feel mine in my ankle sometimes. Is that weird? Like,
Yeah.
No, let me see.
No.
yeah, I
Yeah, I
haven't
can
heard
feel
of that.
a little bit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Heartbeat's very faint.
You're gonna
That's
die
not
soon.
good.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I'll become a
Anyways,
vampire.
back-
Vampire.
Ooh. Speaking of vampires, I do like that Daniel Day-Lewis drew on vampires for his performance. I think it's very fitting, especially with what the story is about.
You can.
'Cause he's basically like a leech
He's a leech.
on the town,
There's.
essentially.
It's oil is blood in this.
Yeah.
Like, oil is the blood of the earth.
Like, yeah. Like, the metaphor is not subtle at all.
No, it is
They're not trying to
shoving
be
it in your
subtle.
face, going like, hey,
Glorious.
do you see what's
Yeah.
happening here? Like, it's literally, look, like, the
Yeah.
poster for the movie is an oil rig but the oil rig's a cross. Like, it's not, like...
Yeah.
I didn't pay attention to this movie. Wait a minute.
Did you not... Wait,
Well,
what do you
did
mean
you
by
want to
that? Like, did you not...
like this movie?
The religious, like, overtones? Not even undertones.
I got
Yeah,
that part.
wait.
No, I just didn't notice that the
You're the-
oil rig was a cross. Yeah,
No.
yeah.
That's in the.
Whatever.
You're the church
Doesn't mean
one.
I'm a
You
good
gotta know
one.
this stuff.
Okay.
No,
You
why do you go into
stereotyping?
why do you go into a New York accent? Yeah, whatever.
Allie
Soon,
wants
everyone's-
to be a like turn of the century New Yorker so badly.
Soon.
Soon.
Hey, I'm walking here.
Fucking
Get out of
I'm
town.
walking here.
I'm sorry. to
that
my
all you can
listeners.
say? Get out.
Sorry for the.
We apologize. We are Californians. Except one.
So sorry, New
Oregon.
York.
Organ.
Organized labor.
Organ.
Oregon.
So
Oregon.
shh. That's a secret of what we're filming
Oh.
next.
Oh, they'll find out in like 2 days. There it is.
Appreciate how good the movie is. However, I watch movies to feel good, and this made me feel awful after.
I watch movies to feel good.
I watch movies to feel good. I watch movies to escape from.
Oh,
from
you're one of
capitalism and how-
those. One of
Oh,
those.
you're one of those.
You're one of those.
Whatever.
Whatever.
But I.
Whatever.
The movie.
What the hell are you
is a
doing?
piece of art.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
you go.
Sarah's just like, but you were like so like showing your ass about it. That was crazy. I was like, what the hell?
I forget I'm on camera all the time. Like, anyways, continue. I'm scared to come back. Continue, Allie.
Oh, okay. Listen. The movie got its flowers. They're well deserved. It's a piece of art. Okay.
Sarah's cracking her back. This is. Sorry.
It's just everybody's so off.
I feel like we have to like blur that out.
Because you're looking. You're also looking, which is like so weird.
You're looking right
I had
at us.
that camera. just hang out.
You just live in the moment.
Sarah!
Stop
Ass
looking at me.
Ass up in the There Will Be Blood commentary?
I'm gonna put my camera up so nobody sees. Continue.
Why don't you stand up and crack your back?
Cause then it'll look weird.
Oh, that'll look weird! That'll look weird!
Anyways,
What the fuck?
why don't we just wait until Sarah's done?
I'm gonna
Alright, Ollie, continue.
continue, Allie.
Please.
I just feel awful all the time. No. Mace died.
I just feel so bad all the time.
Just because you haven't been in therapy for 3 weeks.
Your therapist broke up with you.
You
We have
can't
to
say
explain.
that.
Sorry.
I ghosted her. I need to text her back.
I think it was a mutual ghosting.
I think it was, because she also hasn't texted me. I told her I was on jury duty for like 2 weeks, and that's why I canceled my last appointment with her, and then she was like, we need to talk, because I can't see you anymore.
Because I can't see.
She's breaking up.
It's not you, it's me.
Me. Literally what she said. But yeah, I need to text her. Yeah. I don't know, but you're right. The movie, the way that it's made, it just made me feel so exhausted and hopeless, and I don't like it, and I don't want to watch it.
And that's the point of this movie.
And that's the point. Shout out
That's
to
the
my dad.
point.
This is his favorite movie.
Oh, really?
Me and him were like this. That's his favorite movie.
That's his
That's
favorite
crazy.
movie, and he liked.
Insane lore drop. I hope you're enjoying this,
Yeah.
sir. I hope
know
you're
I am.
enjoying this episode, sir. I do it all for you.
I thought
What
my
is your
dad was.
father's name?
Well, I love all dads. I love your dad, Sarah. I love
Just
Allie's
Ray.
dad.
I'm
I
gonna
love
tell- I'm
May's
gonna
dad.
May.
I love my dad. Anyway, yes, this movie is great because of the Dracula stuff. I also love the score in this. Is beautiful.
Mhm.
It reminds me a lot of The Shining because it's very scary. It's so scary.
Yeah.
And it's so
Oh, yeah.
cute.
Go.
They do a lot of like the
Like this.
traditional, typical like suspense horror movie sounds.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck
they
that
do.
instrument's called. Don't know what it's called. Don't really
It's
give
like a
shit.
violin.
Yeah, it's
Is it?
I don't know.
It's
Ollie,
not
what
the
is it?
theremin.
Mm.
Okay.
Probably.
It's the
Yeah.
That's the
Maybe.
theremin.
I don't know. Allie
She
knows
said-
music.
She
But
said that like we were
I
dumb.
also think that
I
it's
was there.
I also think it's really interesting that there's no like women in this movie because I
That's
feel
what I
like with
thought too.
I feel like with
'Cause women
films
are
like
sane.
this, you would have a scene with women, but the women are prostitutes.
There is. Oh
that's
my god!
film.
Oh my
There-
god! Oh my
There
god!
is a scene.
Well, there is
where
a
the women are
scene,
prostitutes.
but there
Oh.
was also a scene that was cut out of this movie that involved prostitutes.
Oh,
And it was a scene implying that Daniel Plainview was impotent. Not even implying. He literally says, I think the exact quote, I don't have it here, but the quote was something along the lines of, "My cock is soft."
awesome!
Wow.
And that is when Paul Dano, Eli is essentially blessing and trying to release sin away from Daniel, and he's slapping him. He makes a note that says, "You've been like carousing women" or something. That was in reference to that scene.
Oh.
But so it's like, it doesn't make sense. There is a scene with the brother that has women, but it's not
Yes.
like long, or they don't really show him with women. Like, it's only really the brother that's
It's
involved.
kind of like an afterthought.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah,
why he
but
didn't
there's no scene
participate.
of there's no scene of Daniel with a woman.
With the
yeah,
women, no.
he's at the brothel,
I
like
think,
he's just
like-
sitting there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there was.
Which would be
and then there was-
like, yeah,
So it's suggested that he's
That's-
still.
interesting. Well, it's like, one, he can't fuck. Two, we can't have prostitutes in this film because there's already too much sin here.
The
Well,
I
brain
add
is
another layer.
exploding with sin.
I feel like he was a virgin throughout the whole because his son is not even his
think he was a
biological
virgin?
son.
It's
Yeah.
my son. Yeah.
Well, it can't.
Yeah.
Which also
Oh,
when
he killed
like this is my son
But, like, he
HW and my
fucks.
business partner. I'm like 10. He's 10.
Yeah, that's
Well,
a
she
little.
does.
It's a
Probably.
boy. My boy.
My boy.
That's crazy.
I love the
thought
little
he was
boy.
a virgin?
I feel so bad for
Sorry.
him. Yeah, he has to be. Like,
There's there's
Give a
more
vibe.
with that scene. Hold on.
No. In my head, he fucks, or he used to fuck if he can't get
maybe
it up
he
anymore.
did, but maybe he,
No, I think
you
he's
know,
just really obsessed with oil.
maybe once. Oil is his true love. His true
Well,
desire.
Yeah.
Oh, here it is.
Oil.
Here's the fun fact from IMDb. Deleted
IMDb.
scenes from the deleted scenes from the screenplay reveal that Daniel is impotent. He tells Henry, his brother, "My cock doesn't work," which is
Oh
crazy.
my god, I got that
Awesome.
confused with the son. Never mind.
And later, when the two are consorting with prostitutes, Daniel performs oral sex on a woman and then leaves. This is what Eli is referring to in the baptism scene. After he lusted after women.
Okay.
So
And you know
he-
what? That's good.
He tries to return the favor, but it doesn't.
It doesn't work.
He knows how to eat a woman out, and that's okay.
And you know what? Good for him.
Like, does he know?
Good for
He did,
him.
but Does he know?
Ladies, if he could, he would.
Isn't it weird
And
that I was
And not or no.
sort of.
Daniel
What are you gonna say,
Cannot.
Sarah? Sarah, think before you speak.
No, don't
Stop.
think.
What's
Just
that
speak.
acronym? Think or whatever.
Yeah,
Doesn't make
think.
sense.
It's like I know what you're talking about.
It's in my classroom, I think, somewhere. I was a little
I
bit.
know.
Say it.
Maybe it's just part of the cycle. We could bleep this part out. Maybe it's just because I'm ovulating, but I was a little attracted to him in the film.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
No, he's so hot. No, he's so hot.
Sure.
Wait.
What? Oh
Like-
my god.
Like a little bit, not a lot.
No, he's so handsome in this movie.
He is
handsome.
handsome. He is very
Yeah.
handsome in this movie.
It's very dope.
He's so hot.
I wouldn't say hot. He's
And when-
handsome in this movie.
And then when he was, I
He's a
don't know.
handsome
I
lad.
thought he was kind of hot when he was like covered in the oil.
Oh no, yeah, for sure, definitely the oil
I
part.
was so
Like,
grossed out.
I thought that was attractive.
Really?
I like
It
oil.
was
I don't know.
hot. It was really good.
Oh my god.
When he's like trying to save his son, and he's like, yeah.
What? He's, excuse me? He's like,
Sarah, we're not even on the same cycle.
Are we? No,
No, we're not synced.
Don't do this
Oh.
here.
because you live far. We were at a time, but now we don't see. each
yeah,
other
now,
anymore.
now you guys are separated. We're all off now.
I saw a meme of the Beatles. Like, did you ever think their periods synced? Every song?
Yes. Yes.
Dude,
All the time.
yeah.
Honestly,
Honestly.
but yeah, the son. I felt very sorry for the son throughout the whole film.
Allie's
The dad's
note
just
about
using
the
it.
son is my favorite. And it was the note of, it's bad to be deaf now, but imagine being deaf in 1911.
Aww. I mean, it would
It's
be
rough.
It's rough.
And you have a point. It's really bad.
It's really bad.
I-
I was surprised when they
honestly-
got him like a sign language interpreter. I was like,
yeah.
okay.
This
I
exists.
was
impressive.
I was surprised that sign language was around then.
Yeah.
Like, look,
think
I don't know
sign
the
language
history of
is sign
American
language.
Sign Language. I don't know when it
Me
occurred.
neither.
But I was like, it seems a little early for this.
Braille. Oh, that's something else.
Yeah,
That's what
Braille is
Braille's
for the blind, Sarah.
That's
Continue.
completely different.
Yeah, they gave him
I had
a
an obsession with that.
with
sorry.
Braille.
I tried to teach myself Braille when I was a kid. Just like I tried to teach myself Morse code, and like I would go like to the
Oh, the doors.
And
The
you trying to
doors,
know
and
what
you're
I
like-
was trying to say? What the?
I'm like this word says.
What the hell, Sarah?
I know it's very.
Sarah,
How old
I'm
are you?
obsessed with you.
I was 17. I'm kidding. I was like
I was 23.
young. I was 23. It was a week ago.
Yeah,
No,
2 days ago.
Last week.
it is.
Oh my god.
But yeah,
That's crazy.
I know. I like that he got his son a interpreter, even
Well,
though it was
let's
for the
let's
wrong.
not give
the wrong
him all
reason.
sorts of
Well,
credit.
no.
Not too much,
Like,
not too much now.
Oh,
I don't
was
think
for the
He's
wrong
his
reason.
son.
son. Yeah. Didn't he also? Yeah, he left his son on a train, and then the son came back with an interpreter.
and
I don't
his son was
think
rightfully
he
upset.
got his son an interpreter.
The fact that he didn't.
But I think he sent him to a school, like,
A
where they could help.
Yeah, for the deaf is
Yeah.
what it was called. Yeah.
Did it in a bad way.
No, that part made me so
Yeah,
sad
we
when
didn't
he
do
just
it in a
leaves
good
him on the
way.
train.
Yeah, and the
No.
son's like, what? And he can't hear.
What the fuck?
He
Yeah.
doesn't know what's happening.
That's
He's like,
traumatizing.
and then he
I was
comes
so
back
proud
and he
of my
beats him
son.
up. Like, good for him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good for
honestly.
him.
You know what pissed me off was the fact that Daniel Day-Lewis didn't even bother to learn sign language. The character, not him.
Oh, the dad.
The dad, like
Oh, yeah.
Daniel Day-Lewis. What the hell, man? So sorry
Yeah.
to that boy.
But I find it
I've
not
really
abandoned
funny.
my boy. I've abandoned my child.
Mary learns sign language for him. They get married. and
Exactly.
It's
he's
cute.
pretty
And I was
much
like, that's a
good
cute scene.
That's very cute.
yeah.
It's
I
very
was like,
sweet.
the only one winning here. Everyone else can go to hell.
honestly.
they will.
They
Everyone
do.
else
It's called oil and capitalism and
It's called
greed.
oil.
They are in hell.
That's what the bowling alley is. It's hell. It's an allegory.
You
for
could
hell.
actually make a thing like about that probably.
A whole essay.
Also, hey, when were bowling alleys invented?
It is crazy that like a bowling alley exists. When
The Mayans?
because bowling alleys strictly sprung up in the 80s. They weren't invented. They just
bowling
appeared.
history by the late 1830s in New York City.
No. No,
I was
that's
gonna say.
way too early.
'Cause isn't
That is
T-ball
way too
like a thing?
early. You want a bowling alley?
New York
I was
City
thinking Town.
by 1850 was called the bowling capital of North America. But they were soon dismantled due to gambling. But by the late 19th century, it was revived.
Interesting.
That's way too early.
Bars, the sport remained popular during the Great Depression, yada yada.
Oh, so during the Great Depression, they literally bowled for soup.
Oh,
Bowling for soup.
bowling for soup.
Sorry. I
Back
had
to
to-
the Phineas and
Bowling
Ferb
for soup.
thing.
Do they? Okay.
Okay.
Are they bowling on behalf of soup, or are they bowling so they can get soup?
On behalf? What is
I don't think it's on behalf.
what does soup need?
I'm here to
Bowling's
represent
like
Campbell's.
vindication
bowling-
for
Or big soup?
big soup.
Yeah, like Big Pharma.
Big farm. Yeah. What is big soup? Campbell? Mr. Campbell?
Chef
my
Chef
God.
Boyardee.
Miss-
Chef Boyardee
Miss-
versus Campbell.
Oh, who are you fighting against in the war?
Oh, Jesus. They're bowling for big soup.
I don't think soup needs this vindication. Or at least...
No.
No, but in the film, I found it so interesting how the dad, like, once his half brother shows up and becomes his partner, he sends his kid to a school, right? And then all of a sudden, when he, spoiler, kills him, then he's like, "Oh, you can come back, son. Like, we'll give you interpreters so you can communicate with other people." Like, he's basically using his son.
Yes, and he's been using him since the beginning.
Yeah.
He's trying to have
Yeah.
that, like... And it's also because he's trying to have that, like, family image. He's trying to be like, look,
Yeah.
guys, I'm a family man. Give me your money. Like, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Well, but like his only like his relationships are all based on like how he can use them and like what kind of gain that they can
Yes.
give him.
His
you know?
whole
'Cause,
mantra
like,
is capitalism. His whole life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr.
Mhm.
Capitalism.
Mr.
That's
Capitalism.
He is Mr.
big capitalism.
And
Mr.
big-
Monopoly.
Big capitalism.
Big capitalism.
Big
And
capitalism.
Paul Dano's character, Eli, is all
Big
about the
Christian.
big church, big religion,
church.
Big
evangelical, mega church.
Christianity.
Mhm.
And they think
he
Big God.
they're
There's
the
that.
they think they're opposites, but they're the same person essentially.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because they're trying to just use people for their own gain. One is not hiding that he's a bad person, but the other is hiding that he's a bad
Yeah.
person through religion.
I
Yeah.
thought it's so funny
And again,
that he
like-
called him a false prophet when he literally is one himself.
Yes, he's a false prophet.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I am a
Yeah.
false prophet. God is a superstition. And
That
he
was so
beats
funny.
him
I
over
was
the
like-
head.
With a
Bowling
bowling
pin.
pin. Crazy way to
I
die.
have
Dead.
a note about that.
He's like whimpering. Like,
What?
I don't know. I thought that was. No, like Paul Dano. Like, he would like whimper when they like fought.
No,
This
I
is
don't know.
another
Oh.
segment in the Paul Dano gets the shit beat out of him universe. There's many movies
yeah.
where he gets
Aw.
beat up. Like,
Well, not to like be mean. He looks like someone that would get beat
oh,
up.
he's nerdy. He's nerdy. He would agree
No,
with
and
that.
I'm not saying it is, yeah.
Wait, when did this film come out?
2007.
When did Little Miss Sunshine come out?
2005? 4?
Like a little bit before
Is he
this.
in that too?
Yes, he's
Yeah,
the brother.
I thought it came out around the same time. I was like, damn. Like, that's
Dichotomy.
Range.
2006.
The range.
So, I mean, it's pretty
So,
close.
it's pretty much the
Yeah,
same.
that's crazy.
After Sun came out on my birthday? Wow. Sorry, it came up. Anyway.
Okay.
It was, Paul Dano gets the shit beat out of him multiple times in this movie. I love when he goes to dinner back with his family and he's still covered in mud. And he's all,
Yeah.
I love, one of my favorite lines in this movie
That's
is,
a
do
really
you
good
think God
scene.
will save you for being stupid? Do you think that? And he
Really good.
punches father.
He climbed on the
Mhm.
table.
Yeah.
Like,
Listen,
I think
Everybody's lost their
one of my notes was like, damn, Paul Dano was a fucking nut job in this film.
he's
like,
insane.
I
He
can
goes
see
insane in
why
this
he's
film.
the Riddler.
Everybody's insane.
That's why he's the Riddler.
Fucking insane. The
It's
lengths
crazy.
this man will go.
It's crazy.
Oh, I thought it was funny when he like baptizes Daniel Plainview and it's like this really crazy and intense scene. And then at the end of it when everyone's leaving the church, you can hear Eli Sunday say something about how Daniel still owes the church $5,000. And I was like, you're going to bring that up now?
That was a long
Yeah.
time ago, man.
Crazy.
I
crazy.
really love how unsubtle they're being about being like Christianity and capitalism. They're like this.
They're together
They're
forever.
They're besties. Yeah.
I love one of my favorite scenes, like shots in the movie, is Daniel. I think it's when the fire is happening in the oil rig, and he's like goes on his knees on the ground and looks up at like the inferno that's going up, and it's literally like he's praising hell on earth, and it's so good. Yeah. And then it like literally
It's
like
really
oil is like the blood on his hands and everything. Ugh. It's not, this movie is not subtle in the slightest. It's so upfront of being like, do you understand what this country is founded upon?
Yeah.
Was he like based on anyone? I know like
Yes.
Upton Sinclair. Was it Rockefeller?
No,
Who was
but
it?
it's a guy very similar to a Rockefeller. Hold on, let me get the fact out.
Also, that when I saw that in the credits, that was based on an Upton Sinclair book,
Upton
which
Sinclair
was who
book.
wrote The Jungle.
The Jungle.
That
Who
makes
people like,
sense to me.
who people have said like they'll read it and then they throw up after because it's so disgusting.
It's
I
all
was like, this makes
The
a lot of
Jungle?
sense.
yeah. The Jungle is all about it's like meat
The meat-
packing industry, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
crazy.
and how like disgusting it is. This is why we have OSHA now.
Yes. Daniel
Yes,
Plainview is partly based on a real person. We had the Dracula stuff, but he's based on a real person. A well-known oil tycoon called Edward Doheny in the United States in the early 1900s, and Daniel is based loosely upon him. They were both, his character and the Edward guy is both from the same place, Fond du Lac in Wisconsin. Both men worked for Geological Survey in Kansas and were miners before going into oil. And we see Daniel in his mansion at the end of the film. The scenes were filmed at Greystone Mansion in Beverly Hills, but the house was built by Doheny for his son, Edward Doheny Jr.
Oh, crazy.
Oh.
It's a real house.
It's a real house that we could go to. Field trip. The house from There Will Be Blood. So there's a bowling alley in there.
Hey.
Look that up now. Oh,
It is a bowling alley.
there's still a little blood stain in the corner.
No. I love when he's throwing the bowling pins at Paul and he's all, ah! Stop! We're brothers!
He's really funny.
No, but I like how it kind of shows him like starting off as a miner and then going up kind of the ladder that way instead of,
He's rising to the ranks.
Yeah. I thought that was really interesting.
And it's a weird, you're like, you're not sympathizing with this character. This character is an awful human, but you also are in like a little bit of a way because you're just like, oh, he's going through the rings. But that like makes it like, oh, this is like the ills of capitalism and what greed can cause you to do.
Exactly. It's a classic like rags to riches story. And
Yeah,
I
but
think
evil.
like, he didn't start off with money. He was like, you see him break his leg in the first scene. And you feel sorry for this dude. And you're like, oh,
yes,
this
and he
minor.
drags himself to get the rock checked out instead of getting his leg fixed. And I was like, this man is insane.
Yeah.
That's also one of the Dracula inspirations. Is there's like a scene where when he's covered with the oil and there's like red coming out and it's just blackness behind him, and he's like peering out from the shadows essentially, which is cool. But he only cares about money, and then he steals a baby. Not steals a baby.
That's
well,
true.
steals a baby.
I mean, he
Kind
steals
of
a baby,
steals
but
a
like,
baby.
what? The baby wasn't gonna do anything.
Baby's gonna fight back.
What was he supposed to do?
Wise guy, eh? Here's other insane fun facts that I want to share. Dylan, because we're talking about the little baby, Dylan Frazier, who plays HW, the little boy, was not an actor. He was an elementary student near the film's West Texas shooting location. Paul Thomas
I
Anderson.
wondered where they shot.
Yeah, Paul Thomas Anderson wanted to film in California because that's where this takes place, in like the oil boom area. But that area where originally that oil boom was is now like cities. Because it's California. And so they were like, let's just film in the middle of Texas. West Texas.
It looks a lot like Northern California.
It
like
does. Or central kind of area and everything.
Yeah, the central.
Yeah.
It does. Paul Thomas Anderson tried to convince Dylan's mother to allow Dylan to be in the movie, and his mother wanted to figure out who Daniel Day-Lewis was before letting him in, so she rented a copy of Gangs of New York, in which Daniel Day-Lewis plays a murderous gang leader named The Butcher, and she panicked at the idea of her son spending time with the man she saw in the movie, so the There Will Be Blood casting department rushed a copy of Age of Innocence, in which Daniel Day-Lewis plays a civilized gentleman. I love the idea that the mom thought the man in the movie was a real person.
Yeah. I love that she didn't understand the
might be
concept of
capable of this.
acting.
She's like, this is not an actor. This is real.
This is real.
It's a documentary.
I also love that she picked Gangs of New York.
What are you
watch.
expecting
Awesome.
from?
Yeah.
Maybe that was the only thing available.
And I love that to combat it, they were like, we need to show the Age of Innocence.
Yeah.
I think the kid did a great job.
I'm trying to... What?
His acting, the kid did a great job.
He does. I think he's really good at
was
this.
great.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah. We need to bring back just like going to schools and just casting unknown children.
That's what happened to Dominic Sessa. He's not a child, but
I was
like
gonna say.
unknown.
No, but we need to just go back to like open casting calls for randos.
Yeah, that's how
I'm
you-
sick of seeing. As much as I love the same 4 people, I'm sick of seeing them.
I want more people.
I want more people. I'm thinking about the Beatles biopics. I hate it.
Barry
I hate
Keoghan.
Oh,
Why is Barry Keoghan Ringo?
I told them Ringo should just play himself as
No,
the
he's
young
putting me
Ringo.
down.
And I think
How's
that
that?
would be the best casting possible. But why are we going to Liverpool and finding 4 randos? Whatever happened, we are losing the ancient texts.
It is bad. Like, why? It's like a who? Hold on.
It's a cesspool. Because Paul Mescal is...
Yes,
Paul? I think
s-
Paul is Paul.
no.
Paul
Is he
Dano.
No,
George?
he might be John.
No.
Harris
John?
Dickinson is John Lennon. Paul Mescal is Paul McCartney. Barry Keoghan is
Yeah.
Ringo Starr, and Charlie Rowe is George Harrison.
That's
This
crazy.
is the worst casting I've ever seen in
Twer
my
School
life.
of Casting.
And I
Twitter.
know that the older I get, the casting for films is just gonna get even worse.
Mhm. Evil, evil, evil.
Evil. I hate it. We need to find randos again. We need to just go into the streets and just pick a
The
guy.
street. You.
I'm sick of seeing Tom Hanks everywhere. Like we need diversity.
He doesn't even
aren't
do that
you
much
rich enough?
anymore, does he?
Too old.
But he's in
No,
everything.
he's like he's significantly slowed down. But like Tom,
Yeah.
retire.
Yeah.
Aren't you old, Tom? Aren't you
Yeah.
old?
You're still gonna get residuals from all of the stuff that you made in like the 80s and the 90s
Right.
when residuals were still a thing.
When they still happened.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
I'm trying to find the houses from the movie so we can go stay at them. But one of them is Thornwood Castle, which is in Seattle, Washington. And the other
Aw.
one is Greystone Mansion, which is in Beverly Hills.
That's where
Yeah.
I wanna be.
Let's try and buy it.
You're gonna try and buy it?
Georgia?
Alright.
No,
With what
No,
money?
she said let's drive by it. We can't
let's
afford
drive
that.
by. Road trip.
Girl,
Road trip.
Let's drive by.
none of us have jobs that'll give us a house.
I have a job.
That'll
Oh,
give you
no,
a
not
home.
that. I don't have
Yeah.
I don't have that kind of job.
We don't have house buying salaries.
I don't think
Well,
anyone
to
does
be-
in the state
They
of
didn't get a
California
house buying
anymore.
degree.
I should have
We
gone
used
into
to be
medicine.
able to buy a house on our degree. It used to be a house buying degree.
And now it's not.
Fair right now.
Now it's not.
But when we all live in our 1-bedroom loft together and we're all sleeping in the same bed, and we'll be
Yeah,
happy.
like grandparents from Willy Wonka.
What
Willy
was that
Wonka.
one?
Maybe
Emily,
that's
what was
that.
that one apartment you found on TikTok that had like 4 lofts? The 4 rooms in the
The
attic.
interconnected attic space.
Oh no, that was my find.
That was me,
I
that was
found
me.
that.
That was me.
Sorry. Sorry,
That was-
Melina.
that was the worst thing that was ever seen.
horrible.
To the viewer,
It had
It was so funny.
like 2
There
proper
were-
bedrooms.
Yeah.
and then an attic space that was it was like 4 rooms in an interconnected attic space. One of
sorry,
the
the
rooms you
dogs
had
are
to
out.
go through one of the rooms to get the other, and it's a crawl space essentially.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah, you
awful.
can't stand up in
There's-
them.
And they were like, this lovely loft room in New York City. We're like,
There
no,
were
it's not.
No windows in the
No.
loft.
No windows, no
They're not-
doors. Just
They're not legally bedrooms.
no. They're lofts.
They're not
I
up
think
to
they still
code.
wanted like
It's like
$5,000 for it. No,
It was so expensive.
It was so expensive, and it was like a murder house.
Yeah.
It's so
They were like,
scary.
"This is a steal that you'll never
like-
find again in Manhattan."
it's like Princess Diaries where she lives in the firehouse.
no,
And she, like,
because
fires down a
even
pool.
That had a window and doors.
But
She
it's
walked
fun.
around the room. It was so bad.
She
It's
could
so scary. I'm
stand up.
claustrophobic.
You
She
can't
could
stand
stand
in these
up.
lofts.
Hey.
I need to find that video again.
It's such a
funny.
funny video. Oh, it's because it's insane. It's an insane house. I
It's
showed it to
so bad.
Alfonso. Shout out my friend Alfonso, and he was like, "This is the worst thing I've ever seen." He's all, "I think you need to buy it immediately."
You have to live in it.
And and the worst part is we said we're gonna rotate rooms each week in order for all of us to get the experience.
Yeah.
So
Guys,
bad.
we can go inside the mansion for $10.
Hey!
Hey.
$10.
Okay, I can swing
Next year.
$10.
$10.
All right, road trip, you guys.
$10 plane ticket for you, baby. It's in Beverly Hills.
And that's where I want to be.
Yeah, that's where I want to be.
Beverly Hills.
Other facts I have about this movie that I want to share to you, because they're kind of insane. It was specifically about the editing, if I could find it. During editing, Paul Thomas Anderson and lead editor Dylan Tichenor, I want to say, Tichenor, would have one night where they would have steak and straight vodka for dinner. The idea was that it would keep them in the mentality of Daniel Plainview throughout the editing process.
That's crazy.
Awful.
Awful meal.
Why
With
does
food?
the editor need to be method acting?
You need to be in the process of his mind.
Hey, this is what gets you Oscars.
No.
But did they get an Oscar?
I believe
They
so. Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
For editing?
Hold on.
Oh,
There will be blood.
Otherwise it wouldn't have been worth it.
Oscars.
It would not have
It
been.
won. Hold on. Shit. I don't know which one's the
I know
nominee.
you said Daniel Day-Lewis won one. Oh, best cinematography.
It won best.
actor.
Did it win best motion picture? No, it didn't. Best performance in an
No,
actor.
it didn't.
Best achievement in directing. Best writing. Oh no, sorry. Best performance by an actor. It won best writing. It won best achievement in cinematography. But it was nominated for film editing. And best picture. It was nominated
Okay,
for best
so
picture.
he lost.
So it was not worth it.
So
got
we
close.
so
So
we
it
didn't
wasn't
need to method
worth it.
We didn't need that.
it wasn't worth it.
It's insane. I saw that. I was like, what? Ugh.
Crazy.
You think Dylan stays up at
That's
night and he's like,
awesome.
why did I do that?
He's just there like, this was a terrible... That was 2007. He's like, this was
Yeah.
a terrible decision. 2006, baby.
Yeah.
His terrible time.
Yeah. That's one of his cringe moments that he experiences in the middle of the night.
What is it, honey? Just a thought about the steak and vodka.
Did he edit other films?
Yeah.
I probably. Hold on.
I hope so.
No,
I hope
that'd be
he's
crazy.
Also messed
It was
up.
just
He
that.
died after.
It was that one and then he gave up.
Let me look on that.
No!
He
He did
edited
Magnolia.
Brokeback Mountain. There will... He edited... Here's the top 3 films he edited from Letterboxd. Brokeback Mountain, There Will Be Blood,
Okay.
Okay.
and The Royal Tenenbaums.
Oh hell yeah.
Crazy.
He also
Crazy.
Oh, yeah.
edited Eternals, Phantom Thread, Magnolia, Boogie Nights, and
Oh,
then
that's all Paul Thomas Anderson. films.
yeah, he's like a buddy
Yeah.
with him.
They're
They're homies.
well. Yeah.
This film was also dedicated because he also edited the film Jazz 34 by Robert Altman. This film was dedicated to Robert Altman because he passed a couple weeks before they were finishing editing it, and Robert Altman's just
Yeah.
a big guy in the community. And
Rip.
Rip.
I don't know him,
R.I.P.
but rip.
Robert Altman. He directed The Long Goodbye, The Player, Nashville.
Oh, sorry,
MASH,
Robert Altman.
Brewster McCloud.
I don't know your greatness.
Shh.
Wait, do you think what's his face? Dylan ever like when he was editing Brokeback Mountain, like he donned like a cowboy
A
hat.
cowboy
And he was
hat!
like, I wish I knew how to quit.
He had like
while
the
he was
Carhartt.
editing?
He had like the jacket on.
Exactly. That's how he got into
Oh
character.
my god.
And then when he
yeah,
was,
do you think
okay.
he just method acts for everything?
But was he Jake Gyllenhaal or Heath Ledger?
both,
Oh.
he would
He
go
like
like
played
this.
both parts. Yeah. I wish I knew how to quit you. Oh, I have a
Yeah, he's like going back and forth. And
He's
then
just quoting it to
Well,
himself.
half of his costume is
Oh.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
he split
The other
down
half
the
is
middle. And then
He's editing
he
at
also...
his computer, muttering to himself. They're
I
like,
wish I knew how to
Dylan?
quit you. I wish I knew how to
Dylan?
quit you. Dylan, what's going on, man? You okay?
You okay?
We could have had a real
How's,
good laugh.
how's
And
the
then-
editing going?
Then he also method acted for the Royal Tenenbaums as Margot Tenenbaum. He had the coat on, he was smoking a cigarette, and he put eyeliner around his and then Wes Anderson was next to him, and he's all, hey man, you doing okay? Is it okay? Are we doing good? It's okay? Because
Dylan, I want him to come on this talk show. Like
wait, Dylan, what's his name?
Talk show?
Talk show. This is
Whatever.
my talk show. Dylan Titchener.
The View.
I'm
Whoopi Goldberg.
Dylan Titchener, if you're listening, we would love to have you on the pod to know about your method acting during these editing moments. He also produced 2 films. He produced Magnolia and Murder at the End of the World.
Wow.
Awesome.
I've never heard of that.
Which is Murder at the End of the World came out last year. Wow.
Oh wait, then I did hear of it.
Okay.
Okay. I like the flip.
Just subconsciously.
It stars Harris Dickinson. We're coming back around.
Full
I love
circle
Harris
moment.
Dickinson.
I thought Harris Dickinson and that other dude were the same person for the longest time.
Drew Starkey.
Drew Starkey.
No, that's- yeah. I saw that tweet. I was gonna comment, but I was like, I can't do this to Emily.
You could. It's okay. I think they're the same person.
No, they're not.
No.
I'll be honest, I didn't know who Drew Starkey was until like a month ago. I was not aware of his existence. Truthfully, I'm enamored.
But I wish to pick apples with him in an orchard one day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Isn't there a fan cast of him as Hamish in Hunger Games? Like as
Oh,
Hamish?
young Hamish.
Yeah. Awesome.
I love that.
And I would support.
That is all I have about There Will Be Blood. I think it's one of my favorite films. I love it dearly. I think it's so enriching and beautiful and haunting and scary and awful and old. It's very
I
much.
can't see your full face.
What?
You're like, half of your face was like showing.
Half of my face is Jake Gyllenhaal. The other is Heath Ledger.
Okay.
Anyway, I love this movie a lot. Do you have guys anything else to say?
I don't want to watch it again.
Great movie. Perfect way to start
It's
the
good.
season.
Yeah, nice tone indicator.
Yeah. We're definitely not gonna flip on the tone in the next episode.
No.
I would say the next one follows along the same themes.
Greed and
Capitalism.
capitalism. Just in a, showing it in a different way. And I'm flipping, but in a different way as well. I'm gonna learn how to do it.
Okay. Ugh.
Yeah, by the time we film on Wednesday, I want to see if you can do a backflip.
I'll learn it
Yeah.
in like a day, essentially.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
You have 36 hours to learn how to backflip.
You will
And if
die.
you don't, you're off the pod.
Oh yeah. Where's our
Bring
replacements?
Dominic Sessa.
Yeah.
They're actually right here.
Here he is! Hi guys, I'm Dominic Sessa. I don't know.
Didn't you DM him?
I didn't.
Yeah.
May told me to DM him when he was still like underground.
Oh, yeah.
Underground.
She was like, "We have a
And you
chance,"
did it.
and then I didn't because I was like, I was so embarrassed.
Yeah. You only had like 10,000 followers.
We could have gotten in, been friends
We could have gotten it.
more.
I don't know.
That's
I tagged them on the Instagram story, so I bet,
Maybe he saw
who
it.
knows if he saw that.
Maybe he did see
Maybe.
it, you know?
Mhm.
I don't know.
I
He's
just-
not
every-
very active on his socials.
He probably isn't. Every time I think of Dominic Sessa, I think of that meme where it's like, he looks like Snoopy, but if he were human.
I saw that, and then I saw the retweet of that retweet. That was Snoop. You don't know Snoopy at fucking all. It was so angry. It's like, whoa.
He was in a commercial lately,
That was good.
and I was like, that's Dominic Sessa. And
Dominic,
my friends
what
were like,
for? What?
The hotel one.
Oh.
Yeah. That was a
He's-
hotel
yeah.
commercial. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like doing a French movie or something, and so he goes and he stays at
Yeah.
a French villa to learn French
Well,
because he
yeah.
can't speak French.
He's supplementing his income until his next movies come out.
I thought you
Yeah.
guys said he was
He's
hired.
booked and busy.
He is hired. He just, we're waiting for the check to bounce.
Yeah, the check hasn't come in yet.
Anyway, There Will Be Blood is a great movie, but you won't feel good while watching it.
Oh my god, I did it again.
I don't know how Sarah does that.
Oh,
I don't. It's just
I don't know.
God chose me.
Sarah's
The chosen
special.
one. The Messiah.
She's God's
She is the
chosen
prophet.
one.
Really, I'm
Yeah.
the real prophet. I'm not the
She's-
false one.
The
Hezekiah.
Messiah. Mhm.
Hezekiah.
Her name is Sarah Hezekiah.
That's my middle name, guys. The H in Sarah stands for Hezekiah.
Each letter of your name stands for another name.
Okay.
Alright.
I liked the film. I liked how scary it was. I liked how terrifying when it started and the music was playing. I was like, oh, someone's arm's gonna get cut off in this. You know,
Well, kind
Ooh,
of.
I want to be a classical
Exactly.
music nerd. The music was giving the Rite of Spring. If you know, you know.
Mhm.
If you know, you know.
I think it's if you know
That's
the
a
Rite
good
of
one.
Spring, you know what I'm talking about. You know it? Yeah.
That's very good. Yeah.
yes.
Mhm.
No, I don't.
All right.
Yes.
I'm gonna go look
It's
that
very
up now.
good.
You should.
But yeah,
And then tell me what you think.
Oh,
Yes.
I
Well,
liked it.
Well, that's all I have. Thank you everyone for watching our season 2 opener. Yippee! We're coming at you next week. Cause guess what?
Wahoo!
We're having weekly uploads now,
Heck yeah.
and it's gonna be a
Yay.
hard tone shift from this one. Same themes,
But you know,
but a hard tone shift.
and isn't that what every episode of BBR is about? We flip flops.
We do it for
every
you.
episode.
We're versatile.
We do it for you.
Big
Follow
versatile.
us on
Keywords.
Instagram, Brats in the Back Row, TikTok, Brats Pod, YouTube, Brats in the Back Row, if you're not already watching, Spotify, Brats in the Back Row. And that's all from me. So,
Follow us on our socials. Big socials.
big socials.
Big socials.
Big socials.
Big socials.
Okay. Well, alright,
We're bowling for big
everyone.
socials.
Follow Big Social. Bye, everyone. Bye.